I'm now for a check of the top business news stories. I'm joined by our business editor, Kate Moody. Hi there, Kate.
Hi, Tom.
Let's begin with the latest on that cyber attack on a major oil pipeline in the United States. What have you got?
Well, the Colonial Pipeline has been essentially paralyzed since Friday when it was hit by a ransomware attack. The operator of that pipeline says today that it's beginning to take incremental steps towards returning to service. It described the situation as fluid and continuing to evolve, with the goal of substantially restoring operational service by the end of this week. A week-long outage will likely have a limited impact on fuel supplies. The pipeline carries 2.5 million barrels of oil every day from refineries in Texas all the way to New Jersey. The FBI says a criminal group known as DarkSide is responsible for the attack. The group itself, which is thought to have links to Russia, posted a statement describing itself as apolitical and saying it regrets creating problems for society. Joe Biden, who declared a state of emergency to facilitate the shipment of oil, said his administration is ready to take additional steps as necessary. He said there's no evidence that the Kremlin itself is involved in this cyber attack. Well, oil prices jumped sharply over the weekend amid concerns that that incident could lead to a fuel shortage on the East Coast. We saw U.S. WTI prices settling just under $65 per barrel. The international benchmark Brent crude at about $68.36. On Wall Street, the Dow Jones has hit another record high. It's up about 200 points this hour as U.S. energy stocks rise. The tech sector lagging behind there. The Nasdaq down about 1.75 percentage point. Earlier, a relatively flat close for the major European indices saw stocks in Milan alone in rising about 0.75% there. Shares of BioNTech jumped 8.5% as the German drug maker announced a huge jump in first quarter revenue, over 2 billion euros. That's more than 7,000% higher than a year earlier. It was a relative unknown before the pandemic, but the firm developed the COVID-19 vaccine with pharmaceutical giant Pfizer. As of May 6th, more than 450 million doses had been delivered around the world. BioNTech says it could bring in some $15 billion worth of vaccine sales this year. Pfizer has put its figure at $26 billion. The island of Malta is offering tourists a financial incentive to visit this summer. International visitors will receive a certain sum towards their hotel or activity in an effort to boost the battered economy. Andrew Hillier has more.
With its majestic architecture, stunning harbours and sun-bathed streets, the Maltese capital is a natural draw for holidaymakers. But in these extraordinary times, the tourists are nowhere to be seen.
Hi, welcome to the Phoenicia. Let me show you the way.
Though that could soon be about to change. After months without hardly a single booking, this hotel is getting ready to welcome customers again, and the Maltese government is offering incentives to get them back. From June 1st, holidaymakers who book a stay here will be paid up to €150.
From the day that it was launched, we had a lot of inquiry from all across the world. It was amazing.
The hotel industry isn't the only sector getting a helping hand. Diving is a crucial part of Malta's economy, making up 10% of tourist activities on the island. These two French nationals have just opened their own business. They hope it won't be long before they can take their first tourists diving to discover these underwater relics of the Second World War. And to encourage tourists to slip on their wetsuits, the government will offer customers a €100 cashback.
C'est une destination qui n'est pas très loin de la France, où on a des billets d'avion qui sont très accessibles. On y mange pareil pour pas très cher. Donc non, c'est un petit plus. Voilà, on va dire vraiment c'est un petit plus.
Last year, the EU's smallest member state lost 2 million visitors. Shops and restaurants were also forced to close. So this year, the economy can't afford to go without tourists again.
Well, like the rest of the tourism industry, cruise lines are hoping to get back to the high seas soon. One of the world's biggest lines, Norwegian, has said it could boycott all ports in Florida over the state's COVID vaccine policies. The Miami-based cruise giant is requiring all staff and passengers to be vaccinated before boarding, but Florida has barred businesses from requiring proof of vaccinations. Norwegian's CEO described the conflicting requirements as an issue, but he said he wouldn't be budging on his own guidelines, even if that means missing out on a lucrative market. And we know that Florida, of course, a major port of call for a lot of cruise lines and people who are getting on.
Okay, well, thank you very much indeed for bringing us up to speed. Kate Moody, our business editor. Thank you so much. Time now for a check of what's happening in the world of sport. Simon Harding is here from the sports desk. Simon, cycling season is well underway, and more specifically, the